I don't know if you know it or not, but if you live more than, I think it's 300 miles or 400 miles from the Magic Castle, you can get what's called a kind of an away membership, but you don't have to go through all of the hassle of performing for them and everything else. And then whenever you show up there, you have full membership rights. It used to cost about $100 a year or so to join. It wasn't that much. And I used to make regular trips out there. So in the 70s and 80s, I used to see Di. He would be at the castle almost every night. He had a table set up just for him. And if you would buy him a drink, you could sit down and talk with him. If you didn't buy him a drink, he didn't want to talk with you, quite frankly. But I just kind of hung around and listened to him talking to everyone else, because you could very rarely get there early enough to actually get a seat at the table with him, because he'd have his little entourage people. And he was talking about this particular effect. I thought it was kind of funny. It started off as kind of almost a puzzle, bar puzzle. And the idea was, we're going to link two safety pins by just putting them on a dollar bill. And what you do is you take one of the safety pins and you put it over one side of the dollar bill, and then you take the other safety pin and you put it over, well, maybe I should put my glasses on so I can see this. There we go. Put it on the other side of the dollar bill. And so now we have the two safety pins on each side of the dollar bill. And this trick was actually performed originally, or I guess created by a guy named Bill Bowman somewhere on the West Coast a long time ago, up in Houdini's, or Di Verton's day. And the idea is you now pull the bill apart, and as you do it, the safety pins become linked. It's just kind of a cute little effect. Well, Di looked at it and said, it's kind of a neat effect, but it needs to be magic. It doesn't need to be a puzzle. So what Di decided to do is think about it for a while. And this is actually in one of his books. I don't know if it's the history of Di Vernon or what it is, but it's one of his books anyway that he has out. And he added a simple rubber band to the trick. And that's all he did. And so what he did is said, let's take the rubber band and place it over the bill. And then let's put the paper clip on. And he told a pattern, and I'll tell you what the story was that he actually made up for it. There we go. And now we're going to put the other paper clip on. We can get the bill to move. I'm going to have to, again, I'm going to put my glasses on in a minute so I can see. There we go. Come on. Just clip forward. There we go. So we had a paper clip on each side of it. And what he said was, he would tell the story about a Mexican man who was living south of the border, and he wanted to protect his money in his pocket, so he had taken a piece of thread, and he'd taken a piece of thread out of his pocket, and he made a loop, and he put his dollar through the loop, or his peso through the loop. He would fold it back and forth, and then put clips on it to protect himself, and he would keep it in his pocket. And he thought this was going to be very protective. But what he discovered was there was a pickpocket in town who also knew magic. And this allowed you to actually get someone else into the trick. Will you stand up just for a second? What I'd like you to do is hold on to just the rubber band like that. And he said a magician who is also a thief should be able to take the bill, even though it's locked up like this, even inside the pocket so it can't get away. If he went like this, he would end up with everything linked in the bill outside.
That's good.